In this section, we're just going to have a look at some psychology. Okay, so this first diagram is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This is a concept in psychology that gives insight into the different levels of needs we all have. I think it makes more sense if you look at it as a pyramid or like a building, the foundation of a house first and working your way up. Building the walls, putting the roof on and the windows, and then decorating it and furnishing it inside. Psychological needs. These are basic necessities like food, water, warmth, and rest that we need to survive. For example, your baby needs fed. They need water to enable them to grow. We as adults cannot survive unless we eat and drink fluids. You both need to get proper rest. What happens if you're sleep deprived or your child has a bad night's sleep? We ensure that our children have the proper clothes for our ever changing weather. You're not going to put a wee strapless dress on your child when it's snowing and 2 degrees outside, are you? Safety needs. We all need to feel secure and safe. When we feel secure and safe, we thrive in our environment. When we have babies and they start to crawl and wobble, we as parents ensure that anything that may hurt them is out of reach. We make sure that our homes are safe and warm. This is also about our environment, that the people we live with, that we feel safe with them, that the community we live in is as safe as we can, bearing in mind that we may want more in this area if we don't live in a safe community. There could be a lot of drugs, display of violent behaviour. Remember, as parents, we provide and do our best with what we can provide for our children and what is within our own financial needs. Belongingness and love needs. It is wonderful to have. How do you feel when you get a cuddle from someone? Or if you don't like cuddles, as many don't, how do you feel when you're with people that you love and you know that they love you unconditionally? That belonging to a family, or if you don't have family, Auntie Susie, that's not blood related but loves you very much. Having and building a supportive network is very important. Having friends or family that you can be open and honest with, bearing in mind that many of us don't express the whole truth of what we are going through because we don't want to be judged or criticised. Your support network are people that are there when you need them with no judgment. I know how society can be, and many families do not have a support network or family to support them in times of need and may not have many friends. You may be from another country and have limited family and friends where you live. You are not on your own, but it is important that you build this network. It can be a lifeline when you're going through a tough experience. A few ideas if you don't have a network, you could join community groups, social media groups, mother and toddler groups, and engage in community activities. It's essential that the people in your support network are supportive, that they encourage you and want the best for you. The people in your support network are positive and not negative. If you have people in your support network that when you leave them you feel drained or exhausted, please limit these contacts. Stay away from people or family that criticise you, as these people are energy suckers. We don't need these in our life. And if they are family, spend a small amount of time with them. We want to feel coming away that we are smiling and enjoyed their company. Esteem needs. This is about achieving, gaining respect, and building self esteem. It is a need that children are receiving praise. As children, we need to feel nurtured. A child needs to be supported to help them achieve their milestones to the best of their ability. Remember, with this one, every child is different, and milestones are only a benchmark of what society may feel is normal. Supporting and encouraging personal independence. Share all the wins, no matter how small. Ensure when you're promoting independence that it is age appropriate to your child and not just because Juliet mother and toddlers can do it, so my child should. It is personal achievement, and at a young age, when a child is developing, the gaps at times with other children around their age may seem massive, But as children grow and develop, this gap closes. By the age of 7 or 8, the gaps are much smaller. Also, use positive reinforcement and try your best not to use negative words. Remember, we are their role model. They learn from us. As your child grows, you can help with the growth mindset and set small, achievable goals by words and encouragement you use. We will chat about this later. Self actualization. This is realizing our potential and pursuing personal growth. This comes as we get a bit older. Examples of this would be when your child starts to attend after schools activities or clubs in the evening. They have found an activity that they enjoy. Many of us in adulthood lose this, especially women, as we have our children to rear and our needs often come last. It could be enrolling in a course that you've wanted to learn about. It could be getting back to dancing that you once loved. As much as it is important that you encourage your little ones to try new things and to ensure you are reassuring them in their achievements, it is also important that you, as a parent, show them that your time to do activities that you enjoy is also important and that you too can put yourself out of your comfort zone and into the learning zone. Have you ever heard the term window of tolerance? No, that's perfectly all right. Let's chat about it. It's a concept that might help you understand certain feelings and reactions better, especially in the whirlwind of motherhood. The window of tolerance is another psychological term that describes the range within which we typically feel safe. I'll call this the green zone. Steady and able to cope with life's challenges without feeling too overwhelmed or too withdrawn. We are grounded and connected and able to cope well. We function well and are majority calm and normal breathing. Imagine it as a comfortable space where your emotions and responses are balanced. When something pushes us outside of this window, we might feel either hyper aroused, let's call this the red zone. This is where we go into fight mode. We can move towards we are angry, frustrated, aggressive, or irritated, or flight mode. We move away, we run, panic, anxiety, fear, overly anxious, worried, or overly concerned, where we disconnect and cannot regulate our emotions. Hyper aroused, I'll call this amber. This is where we freeze, no mobility. We feel numb, disconnected, depressed, or shut down. Feelings of shame, helplessness, trapped. Again, we are disconnected. So, examples within the window, you're at home and your little one spills a cup of juice. You might feel a tad frustrated, but can clean it up calmly, reassuring them accidents happen. Your child is contented, playing well, happy, joyful, and calm. We are all in the green zone. Outside the window, hyper aroused, after a sleepless night, the same spell happens. Suddenly, it feels like the last straw. Your heart races. You might snap or become very anxious. Your child has thrown a major tantrum, screaming, throwing items. You can't seem to calm them down. We're both in the red zone. Outside the window, hypo aroused. Alternatively, after several tough days, you might see the spill and just feel nothing. There's a sense of numbness or a desire to just retreat and disconnect. Your child seems withdrawn. They are quiet, not their normal chirpy self. They have disconnected and they won't share how they are feeling. We are in the amber zone, feeling disconnected. Here are some ways to recognize when you might be nearing the edges of your window of tolerance, and how to potentially stay within it or return to it. We will discuss your child in the next session. Self awareness. It starts with acknowledging how you're feeling. There's no shame in feeling overwhelmed or disconnected. By recognizing these feelings, you can address them. Deep breathing. It sounds a bit of a cliche, I know, but taking slow, deep breaths can genuinely help. It can calm the nervous system and bring you back into the present moment within a few breaths. Seek support. Chatting with friends, family, or professionals can make a world of difference. There are several helplines like Parent NI and Parent Line and supportive groups, especially for mums. The parent rooms, net mums, or NHS offer support can be very helpful. Never ever be afraid of going to your GP. I often had the fear that if I presented with mental health issues that they would inform social services. This is not the case, believe me. Mindfulness and grounding activities like meditation, yoga, or even just taking a stroll around the neighborhood can help you stay centered. Grounding techniques like feeling your feet on the ground or holding onto a textured object can also help. There is a grounding meditation and other meditations on our YouTube channel, Chicks.com. Routine. Maintaining a routine, even a flexible one, can offer a sense of predictability in this unpredictable journey of motherhood. We will chat about routine in more detail later. Remember, everyone has their unique window of tolerance and it can change based on various factors in life. A new experience, a recent trauma, something that triggers you from the past, and the list goes on. Does that make sense so far? Last one in this section. Sorry, I know, but sometimes it can make sense if we use charts or facts from the professionals to remember that not one fits all. We will make a bit of light one out of this one coming up called Comfort the Growth Zone Chart. Now, before you worry, it's not some complicated graph. It's a lovely little tool that will help you understand not just your own journey, but also your little ones as you both grow and face new adventures. Okay, so comfort zone. This is like your cozy living room sofa. Everything's predictable, routine, and safe. But let's be honest, while it's comfy, not a lot of exciting stuff's happening here. Like me in the dark nights, binge watching your favourite telly series after the kids' bedtime, or making the same cup of tea every morning. Who doesn't like routine? Or your child playing with the same toy day in, day out, or watching the same episode of Peppa Pig on repeat. That stage did really drive me crazy at times. The fear zone. Picture this as the first step outside your front door on a cold morning. It's a bit nippy and there's uncertainty. This is where doubts and fears start to crop up. Are you maybe thinking of joining a new mum's fitness class, but worrying about how you look or if you can keep up? Or your little one on the first day at nursery when they cling to you, unsure about new faces and environment. Then we're on the learning zone. I'm a bit of addicted one to this. Imagine this zone as a playground. But it's where learning happens. You face problems, find solutions, and pick up new skills. That fitness class you're attending and learning the routines, or maybe you're picking up a new hobby. Your wee one making a new friend at nursery, or learning how to draw or count, or growth zone. This is like climbing to the top of the playground slide. It's where you find out what you and your little one are truly capable of. It's exhilarating. It's fulfilling. You may lead a session or demonstrate an exercise in the fitness class or mastering that new hobby so well that you could teach it. Your wee one is now being the one who comforts a new child at nursery or drawing a picture that tells a brilliant story. Remember, it's okay to have those comfy sofa days, but The magic really happens when you and your kids step off that couch and explore the world outside. Every challenge faced, every new thing learned is a step towards growth. So keep having those adventures together. Being a parent can be a beautiful journey of ups and downs. Remember, every step you take, big or small, contributes to your well being and that of your little one. Always know that you're doing a brilliant job.